So over the years we have received a load of different metas in Fortnite, so today we are just going to rank a few of them in a tier list to look back on these metas and see which ones were the best and which ones weren't as good. So as you can see on screen right here is the tier list. So we've got a load of different metas, including some of the old ones. So we had like the spray meta, double pump, and a lot of other combinations that were very popular. So I think today we're going to look back on these and rank them. So let's get straight into it. So starting off, we have got the pump deagle. Now the deagle is obviously the hand cannon, and for those who don't know, you could actually shoot this at structures and it would just destroy them with one shot. So if it was like a wooden wall, you just shoot the structure with the deagle and it would always destroy it. So you would combine that with the pump, just use this, destroy a structure, use the pump, and it was a pretty good combination back in chapter 1 that was quite popular at the time. But compared to some of the other ones, I don't think it was as good. So I'm just going to put it in B tier there, still a good one overall. But next up, we've got to talk about the blue burst. Now this was a very popular assault rifle. I think a lot of people even chose this over a gold scar. It was that good. The blue burst dealt a lot of damage, very accurate, and it used to be a kind of difficult decision whether to pick the gold scar or the blue burst, just because the blue burst was so good, and literally nearly as good as the scar really, or even as good. But in terms of where I'd rank it, it was a very good weapon. Obviously now bursts aren't really as popular, you definitely would use just a regular assault rifle, but back then this burst was very good, so I think I'll put it into A tier. It's definitely a very good weapon that I always like to have in my loadout. But next up we have to talk about probably one of the most iconic metas, is of course a double pump. Now this was in the game back in chapter 1, and a lot of people have been trying to bring it back. There are like creative maps that you can use it in to use double pump, but this strategy was very overpowered, hence why it did get removed. So you could literally just switch between the pumps instantly and deal so much damage, and yeah, double pump was so good, easily going in S tier for me. I did use it a couple times, and yeah, it definitely was overpowered, and it was always great rocking 2 shotguns. It definitely was the meta that pretty much everyone used back in chapter 1, season 3 around then. Definitely a good one, and yeah, the pumps were just insane as well. And speaking of insane, we have to talk about the spray meta. Now, this was in chapter 1 season 5. The spray meta was just the thing that everyone was doing, just rocking SMGs, and you just use them to shred through builds and just spray people. And it was kind of annoying always just coming up against somebody, spraying an SMG, they'd shred through builds and deal a lot of damage as well. The fire rate, the compact SMG in specific, was very popular for the spray meta. Obviously nowadays it's not really popular, but back then it was definitely a popular meta. And in terms of using the spray weapons, just SMGs in general, using them were very good since they dealt a lot of damage to structures and players. But coming up against somebody using the SMGs and just spraying, it wasn't that fun. So I'm going to put this into C tier there, not my favourite one. But next up we have to talk about another one with the pump shotgun, but this is the pump tack. Now the pump obviously had a lot of different combinations with the double pump, the pump deagle. Obviously the pump tack, very similar to double pump, is just a pump shotgun and a tack shotgun. Now for me, I definitely prefer double pump, but the pump tack was actually a very good meta as well. Usually just use your pump shotgun and then switch the tack instantly, since it had a very good pull-out time, so you could just switch the tack instantly and just finish off players with the tack. Then you deal most of the damage with the pump, maybe like 90 damage, then switch the tack and just finish it off with 2 or 3 shots, since obviously the tack has a much higher fire rate. So it definitely was a good combination and a good meta. So I'm going to chuck this one straight into A tier there. Definitely was a very good one. But for me, as you can see the tier list on screen, double pump has to be the best. And there was actually a creative map where you can actually use double pump. I'll put the map code on screen if you want to try it. So that was pretty cool. I was using it a couple times recently. And yeah, it's a pretty cool map if you want to just go back and try double pump again. But if you did enjoy the video, then don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more. And there's a lot more videos on screen here. Make sure to click another one to keep on watching, and I'll see you over there.